Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of the Blank Canvas podcast.
Woo!
You got myself, Mina West.
And me, Jennifer Noir.
So if you guys are new to this podcast, the Blank Canvas is literally just about creativity, life, and everything in between. So we're going to go talk about everything and anything.
Yes.
Make sure you go back to our first episode, the pilot that we also launched at the same time. So yeah. We always start with a game. We like to kind of mix up a little bit of an icebreaker. And today's game, Jennifer, you picked it. What's the game?
It's called When Was the Last Time You...
Now, I'm a bit nervous about this game because if you say a certain question, I ain't answering. But don't worry, we'll check if you actually say it because... No, don't worry. But when was the last time you... This could be interesting. Do you want to go first?
Okay, sure. So my first question is, when was the last time you kissed someone? Why don't we just go there?
Do you not want to get me in trouble?
Why? It's just a kiss.
Some people might listen and
a little
like,
kiss ain't hurt nobody.
Now, should I lie or should I tell the truth?
Tell the truth. This is a truthful space.
Last time I kissed somebody was maybe like a month ago.
Oh, okay.
Nothing else to say on that topic, is
Nothing
there?
else? Okay.
Yeah, nothing to say on that topic. Well, it was a month ago, yeah.
That's not that long ago.
How was the last time you kissed someone? You opened
that was ages ago, like August.
Was it August?
Yeah.
Well, August was... We're in November, people, so August... I don't know.
3 months ago.
But yeah, but the way I say it, girl's still single out here. She just likes going on dates sometimes.
You don't have to give no disclaimer. You can kiss if you want to. There's nothing
just
too crazy about that.
Okay, my question to you is, because I think you always come across so prim and proper and sweet and cute and all that stuff.
Do I?
Yeah. When was the last time you was in a physical fight with somebody? I was trying to imagine Jennifer in a physical fight with somebody, and I just couldn't imagine it. So
physical fight, like as in we actually hitting each other.
No, like maybe just like even just a slap or push or like the closest thing to that, if you've ever been, if you were, the story behind that, because I can't imagine you being in that situation.
Physical.
Let's get physical.
Physical. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. I don't really do physical anymore. But it'll have to be childhood with one of my siblings.
Yeah.
We used to fight quite a bit.
Yeah. What's the age difference between you and siblings?
So right now I'm 28 years old. The one after me is about 25. The one after that is 20. Oh gosh, it changes every year. I find it hard to keep up.
I agree, like legit, I agree. Like
she's 20 something.
Like I think she hit 21. Anything age past that, I don't know. Like
22 or 23, the next one, and then the last one's 20 years old.
Your sister's the same year as my sister.
The last one, the youngest one, yeah. She's 20 years old. So I think it's probably with the 25-year-old, we'd have some physical fights sometimes. Because she's quite lippy. It's just disrespectful.
Sometimes you just need to like teach them little siblings something.
Like we got a bit physical. But I haven't done it like in my adult life. Oh my gosh, that would traumatise me. I'm not a fighter.
No. I can't imagine you fighting. But your siblings, I can see it, yeah.
Alright. Okay, my question is, when was the last time you went on holiday?
Oh. That's not that long ago.
Where did you go?
Dominican Republic, I think, was my last holiday.
When?
This year. Like, it was this year.
But when this year?
I think it was May, I think.
Oh, that's nice.
It was June. I think it was June, actually. It was June. It was meant to be May, it got pushed to June. I think that was my last holiday. I've been on, like... Yeah, Dominican Republic. I'll go with that one, yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
You didn't really... Did you publicise that?
No, not everything.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't know about this. Okay, cool.
Just needed my own. But I put it on Insta story. But I don't think people really look at that. But yeah.
Do you know what it is? Everyone goes on so many holidays, so you kind of lose track. My last holiday was quite a while ago. I went to Paris.
I went to Paris for a day as well.
Was it a holiday though?
It was a day trip. Like it was work. Yeah, there wasn't work.
Oh, it was work.
No, it wasn't. It was me and my friend just went to see gallery. But I didn't count it as a holiday because it was a day trip.
Still, as long as you get away from the country, I think it's a bit of a holiday.
Paris is nice.
Yeah, I love Paris. I go every year. It's so nice.
Aww.
But okay, so that's our icebreaker section.
No, I got one more.
Oh, you got one more?
Because I'm fighting two for two.
Did you do two?
I did one.
Oh, sorry.
My last question to you was, when was the last time you cried?
Oh my gosh. It was probably... I cry quite often. I think I had an argument with my mum. And she said something really mean, and then I just started crying.
Oh, Baba. Okay.
What about you?
I cried like 2 weeks ago, only because I'm really tired at this very moment in time, and I just felt like a flash of frustration and just tiredness, and like my plane was cancelled, and I was actually quite strong, but it meant that I had to stay over a night somewhere, and I just was mentally tired more than anything. But it was cutesy. I cried and I kept it moving.
Oh no, I didn't know it was that upsetting for you.
I had a very busy weekend, and the whole weekend got cancelled because of it. But it's just more of a, when you're
frustrated.
You're just so busy, and I think I just needed a moment of like, and I think I was PMSing as well, so I was just like, I'm just in my emotions.
That's why I said I cry often. It's good old PMS. It just gets me sometimes. But all right, so that's our icebreaker section. So now we are doing our exhibit section, where we kind of give a shout out to creators who just kind of inspire us, who we find amazing, just really admire their work. So who's your exhibit for this week?
So my exhibit for this episode is going to a poet and a film kind of director person called Caleb Femi. He did a piece called Wishbone, and legit is so beautiful. I know I'm a poet too, so don't expect me to always say poets, but I saw the video, I saw the visuals, and I thought, oh, this is just so beautiful. It had contemporary dances in it. It was in like a sick setting. It was like in I think it was a mansion or a gallery. I don't even know what it really was, and it really just kind of spoke around. I interpreted it around kind of speaking around identity. Challenging yourself in the moment that you're physically in as well, and saying which version would you rather be that day. So for me, he's a lyricalist as well as a visionary in the way he does his visuals together. So I have to give my exhibit section to Caleb.
Oh, that's a nice one. I'll check him out. My exhibit goes to a lady called Dior Bediako. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that well. She's a fashion graduate who started a job at Burberry HQ in London, and she found that she just needed loads of support. She kind of had imposter syndrome, which is something a lot of us do have to experience at some point. And she just reached out to fellow fashion newbies and found that everyone felt the same. And I guess within her experience, this drove the birth of her organisation called Pepper Your Talk. So it's an amazing place for fashion students, graduates, young professional, anyone that's basically trying to grab into or be part of the fashion industry. And they have loads of events and workshops with panel discussions, club socials. Wow. It's fashion's first members club for young professionals. And I think it's about £20 a month for membership. So I just think it's amazing that she had this initiative, she went through what she did, and she's created this safe space for fashion creatives, basically. I've always wanted to join.
Have you joined it?
No, because I myself had imposter syndrome. I didn't think I was good enough to kind of join there yet. But it's on my to-do list. Next year I do definitely plan to join. Now that my site is up and running and I actually have something tangible to my name.
And lit like accessories that you build. Like I look at something, I'm like, oh, that's really nice.
Thank you. But yeah, imposter syndrome is something everyone suffers from, even the greatest of the greats. So getting past that. So I really like that she's built something for people who feel that. Definitely
check that out. And we're definitely going to check. Make sure you guys check those guys out as well.
Yeah.
Today's topic we kind of wanted to talk about. Probably around mental health. I don't know if you want to kind of kickstart the conversation.
Sure. So mental health is a very, I wouldn't say up and coming, like it's not a trend, it's a part of life. I just think it's something we're all becoming more aware of. It's funny enough, I was talking about it with my mum not too long ago. And I don't know, I feel like in the African community especially, they don't really acknowledge mental health. And I explained it to my mum. I was like, you know what? You can break your hand, you'll go to the hospital and fix it. You can break your leg, you go to the hospital and fix it. What makes you think every organ in the body can be affected but not the mind? And I feel like that really opened her mind to understand that, people can experience things within the mind. So I just felt mental health is something I definitely wanted to discuss. I myself, I kind of battled about whether I should discuss it on the podcast or not. She's like, should I go there? Should I not? But I've had definitely loads of like down moments where I felt very unhappy in life. But every time I thought it was depression, I'd Google what depression was, and depression is just so serious. I wouldn't say I've ever experienced depression, but that's why I get a bit weird when people throw the word around, because it's a very serious disease, and people just quickly like, oh, they're depressed, or I'm depressed. But no, you're not depressed. Depressed people really they find it hard to get out of bed. They really are just not motivated about life. They're really seriously, truly not happy. But something I do believe that I have experienced is anxiety, which I'm not sure if anyone else... I feel like a lot of people have experienced anxiety, but I feel like people aren't as open about it sometimes. It's not something I'm experiencing right now, but I've definitely experienced it in the past. I remember kind of being in a meeting and my heart was racing.
Oh.
I felt like, it wasn't even like a normal racing. It felt like my chest was so tight.
Yeah.
You feel like you're going to die and you're like, is this it? And you're like, I remember thinking in that moment, like, if this is happening now, and should I stay here and let this happen, or should I just run off to the toilet and do this quietly? Like, it's really, it's such a scary experience. So that's definitely something that I have experienced. I did go off to go see a therapist.
How was that experience?
That was really interesting. Though I kind of broke up with that therapist though, to be honest with you.
Oh, you broke up with a therapist?
I broke up with a therapist.
Okay, I want to know more. Like, how do you break up with a therapist? Is like something go down? Do you not feel like she or he was...
I don't know.
Feeding into you in that way?
No, she was amazing. She was really good, but it was just...
Did you not require... Did you feel like he didn't require therapy at that moment?
Yeah, I think that's more... I didn't require it at that moment, to be very honest. Because when I went there, it was like... It wasn't like I was going there for fun, but it was like... There was nothing seriously going on, thank God Almighty. But it was just like, there was nothing... I was just going there to better understand myself.
Yeah.
This is after the episodes of anxiety and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm in a much better place now. And it was just... It's something that's great to do. I feel like everyone needs to do it because there were two main things. Well, one of the main things she showed me was learnt behaviour.
Yeah.
So I'm someone that doesn't really keep close friends. I keep friends, but I don't...
Girl, that I can testify to that. You ghosted on me for years.
I ghost on every... Oh,
and so like I'm happy this podcast is happening, but you know the things where like I kind of cancelled her.
Stop it,
I'm
Mina,
not even gonna lie. I kind of cancelled her. Like it was just because I was like, hey, I want to start a podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Like no, I'm baiting you out. I don't care.
No, it's actually true because I would see Mina at Highbury and Islington Station. She'll look at me and cut her eyes. And
I didn't come like I wasn't upset. I was like, hi. I mean, we used to chat, but we haven't in a while. But it's okay.
Oh my god!
But obviously, I wasn't aware of different things you were going through and the learned behaviour you had, and I didn't take it personally. I just felt everyone's busy with their own life. So
a lot of people do take it personally, and it's fine. You're within your right to take it personally.
I didn't have to
but
do
here,
that.
you did cut your eyes. I remember one time you cut your eyes. But anyway, the thing is, the one thing she really opened my eye up to is, so we were talking about myself and why she was asking me, tell me a typical day at home on a Saturday or Sunday, what you get up to. And I told her, and she looked at me, she was like, Jennifer, you spend a lot of time by yourself. And it's not like it's negative because you do a lot of self-care. You look after yourself while you're by yourself. Because I'll do my nails, I have fun, but it's like I'm by myself a lot. And she was like, why are you like this? Why is it like this? She wasn't like accusing me or anything. And I didn't know why. I was like, I don't know why I'm like this. And she was like asking me different questions, trying to work it out. It was so like, we couldn't work out why this happened. Then she was like, tell me about your mother. And then the penny dropped. I was like, oh my gosh, that's why I'm like this.
Yeah.
My mum is kind of, I wouldn't call her a loner, but she's definitely a lone wolf.
She likes her own energy, like her own...
She likes her own energy and she doesn't trust people. And that's definitely something I've learned from her. So with my friendships, I find it very hard to get intimate because I've got that distrust.
Yeah.
So I always, like, even, you know what I'm like with texting, eventually I kind of zone off because I don't know, I find it hard to engage for a long time. So that's something I'm working on, to know that that's something that I learned from my mom and I now need to unlearn.
That's interesting.
So therapy is, you don't always have to go there just because, you know, I mean, obviously you go there because if you need help, especially go to see a therapist, but just go see a therapist anyway. Yeah. This life is so hectic right now. Like everyone's doing so many different things. There's so much more to life now than it was even 50 years ago. So
I wanted to see a therapist, but just because of how busy life has been, I haven't been able to fit into my schedule yet. But there was a point in time when I definitely wanted to see one. Mental health. I'm so thankful that the conversation is happening a lot more now, because when I was younger it wasn't happening.
Yes.
I'm trying to, even when I know I said I'm going to share as much as I can share, but some things I want to share is too much. I was introduced to mental health, the concept of mental health, very young, at the age of 8 or 9 years old, because a very close family member of mine had bipolar and sometimes bits of schizophrenia. So whenever I thought of mental health, I always associated something that I was very angry at, very, very, very angry at, very afraid of, very scared of, and something that was extreme, always the extreme level where people's life can be threatened, also that person's life could be threatened. I remember watching EastEnders, and the only person I could relate to was Stacey because of the situation with her mum, and thinking it was something I was also very, very ashamed of to have within my family, because I was just really like angry that this was happening to my family and not knowing how to deal with it. At a young age, you don't know how to deal with it. All you see is that this person has been taken over by mental, like they're not stable to be able to do certain things, and you're there looking at that person like they should be looking after you, and they're not looking after you. And I think that made me build thick skin. Everyone knows me as a joker, lover, all that kind of stuff, but that made me build thick skin, which a lot of people within the Black community and African people do, where, you know, you just learn to move on, you learn to deal with a situation. But I felt because I'd always learned to deal with a situation, things like depression and anxiety to me, I never even associated that with real mental mental health, because I was thinking, no, like, are you telling people that you can run the world, trying to shoot up people, trying to do different things because your mental state isn't stable? And I used to always take it at the extreme until later on in life, when you go through all of that as a teen, you don't even have time to look. I never did family therapy or anything like that. It was just something where, by the grace of God, like, we got through it. By the grace of God, we got through it. But then when I went through my own feeling of like low or anxiety, I was like, no, what's going on? This is not of me. I'm a strong person. To the point, I don't even know how to deal with it, because I'm like, I've dealt with this, why can't I deal with that? And I remember one of my close friends as well who dealt with like anxiety, and just talking to me about it. And I just kept looking at her like confused, like, why do you feel this way? Like, pick it up, get on with life. And it wasn't till I realised I was being a crappy friend, because I always had that attitude of just get on with it, that no, thank God that she obviously said to see a therapist and all that kind of stuff. And I was so thankful that I started to understand, like, there is, mental health isn't a you're mentally ill or you're sane. It's actually a spectrum, and everybody falls within it at different points in time. And then, like, because I've always had that feeling of not wanting to go see somebody, only this year, because I felt really low, and I didn't know it was, you're right, people do throw the word depression around, all that kind of stuff, and it's like, I'm so afraid to be that person who's throwing it around. But when you wake up like every day, like feeling sad or crying or something like that, you're like, actually, maybe I'm not completely okay. And like, work can be so busy that you don't even know how to put mental like health into your like thing. And like, so I found talking about it helps. Talking to people you trust helps. Therapy, I still definitely recommend it a lot. Like today, I haven't been able to put it into my schedule, annoyingly. The person that I wanted to meet, they lived like on the other end of London, and they were advising me that I should meet someone that's closer to home or something like that, so it's easier to kind of get to. And I was like, literally can't find anybody. And then I was looking at people, and when I saw people who actually attended my church, and I was like, no, I don't want anyone that goes to my church. Yeah, because they were advising me to meet someone who's also a Christian as well, and I was like, I don't actually want anyone to go to my church either. But I don't know why. Maybe I was just afraid to have anything too close to home, because there's lots of things that you wanted to be free and open up about. And it's also kind of like a reason why I actually wanted to start this podcast as well, and I'm happy to start it together, because one of the things that got me through a lot was, I love my friends to bits, but sometimes I don't know what it was, but friends are busy doing their own life, but there wasn't like a something else speaking into me, and I found different podcasts. Just listening to them made me happy at the end of the day. And like, everyone who knows me, I love to talk. I love to talk. it's like my outlet on things. And but it was interesting, because I was introduced to mental illness like quite at a young age, but the way I was introduced was a way that I just saw the extreme all the time and didn't accept anything else. And I'm just now,
No, I totally agree with you. But also, another thing about mental health that I would say, in my experiences, the way I see it is not mental health per se, but my particular mindset. Yeah. I started to see it as energy. Yeah. So, laws of physics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's either transferred or transformed. Mm-hmm. And I'm so sensitive about the energy I have around me right now. And I feel like it's really helping me to kind of have a better outlook and not to be so negative or not to be so down.
That's good.
I mean, obviously, everyone always says, try and have positive energy, blah, blah, blah. It's like I don't know, it sounds so silly sometimes, because it's like, it's so easy to say that than to do it. But I feel like sometimes we have negative energy around us, whether it's people speaking negatively onto us or just anything that's just not positive or conducive to a happy life for you. I feel like it's very important to address it and eliminate it, regardless of who it is, because quite often it's the people around us who are affecting us.
But one thing I would say, the nervousness around eliminating it, because sometimes you can be that joy on that person's life as well. I completely understand where you can't be everything to everybody, so protect your energy first and foremost. Make sure that your cup is full enough so you can overflow to other people. It's just that I do have certain people in my life where I don't know, just there's like a grey cloud above them. You know, some people just like a grey
just
cloud
negative people
above them, and everybody does everything wrong to them, and it's like you ever gonna take onus on anything. But I remember, I don't want to paraphrase what I learned in church or something like that, or my pastor said, but sometimes you can be that blessing to somebody. But it is important to ensure that your energy is right first before it
See, I hear about being a blessing onto someone. I think what you said is very, very true. But I don't know, sometimes there's some people who I'm around or who I'll have a conversation with, and I'll leave literally, you can feel they've sucked the energy out of you. And I'm like, why did I even talk to this person? Why did I pick up this call? So, I don't know. There was a day when I was really frustrated. I spoke to a particular person and I left the call and I could just feel my happy energy had been taken from me. And I don't know, whenever I'm annoyed with something, I always Google it because I know there are other people who are writers who have experienced it.
Google is my thing. I Google everything.
Yeah. I think it's a whole generation. Millennials just Google.
I'll find out. You know, my thing's always on that one where you can't tell what you
Incognito.
Googled. Because what I Google don't make no sense.
But no. So one time I was just so angry after speaking to this person. So I just Googled, how to deal with toxic people or blah, blah, blah. And one thing they did say that really got to me was, establish boundaries. It's because you can't always cut people off. There are some people who are always going to be in your life, whether you like it or not. Not even it can be friends, it can be family, it can be colleagues, whoever. But you could just establish boundaries, make sure you only speak to them for a certain amount of time. Or some people are literally, I'm sorry to break it to you, but just for the holidays. You don't actually have to have a relationship with them for the rest of the year. But there are just different things you can do. There are seasonal people, So there are different things you can do to kind of control how much exposure you have to that energy. I feel bad saying it, but it's the truth. There are some people who will complain about so many things. You'll give them so many solutions to deal with it. Even if the solutions do come through and manifest, they will still find something else to complain. I just look at them like, you're not helpable right now. Your energy is so, I can't be around this.
No, I completely get it. That's why, if anything, I at least try to have 80% positive energy around me, because there's something that needs to be feeding into you as well around me. And I'm learning how to deal with relationships where it's not always positive. Sometimes I run away and hide from it, I can't handle talking to this person right now. But then I don't know what it is, my heart just feels how can I explain it? Am I always positive energy sometimes? Am I sometimes negative energy? And what are the friends who have fed into me to keep me positive up? So because I've been blessed as well, I want to do the same to others that they'll do to me. I
hear what you're saying.
If I'm 100% not perfect, 100% not perfect. And it's if you're in a negative energy zone, you're probably alone and isolated. And that's where I believe that enemy can attack you more, because I've been attacked in that way. So who am I to if there's anything I can do to support that person, then please, God, use me how you want to use me. But I know it's because sometimes people are I don't want to answer the phone to that person. I don't want to call that person. I don't want to deal with that person right now. I think some friendships have been cut off because of their energy, but there's some relationships where I can't cut it off. And I still need it. God knows, I know they still need to be in my life for some reason. Another thing around mental health, I was going to talk about body image as well, to see how...
Sure.
Do you sometimes think body image plays into it? Don't laugh at me. I was trying to decide what picture to post on Instagram. Not that it even cares. Whoever cares about my Instagram. But I noticed there's a lot of back fat on my back. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I find myself going into the horrible, horrible hole of looking at people on Instagram, looking at their freaking fine bodies, knowing they probably got work done anyways, but just thinking man, if I just didn't keep myself to the gym and all this kind of stuff, and I put myself in a weird spin around it, I know every girl in the world can relate in this way. Even girls with perfect bodies, apparently. I say this with the fingers, perfect bodies. But do you think that also plays into mental health sometimes?
Yeah, of course. I think body image is a big part of how we feel quite often. But then, I definitely think it does. Especially as a woman, I would say men are under pressure as well. But my experiences as a woman, I'd say we're definitely under immense amount of pressure to, be the right size. Even our body parts are under examination quite often these days. Everything has to be perfect. Even from just doing our nails and our lashes. There's just so much pressure.
Yeah.
There's a beauty standard that we're all expected to adhere to. I definitely say I do feel, especially my main insecurities would be, it's weird because I have a lazy eye, and I think that,
I think I have one too.
no, you don't.
Don't I?
No.
Oh, I just look at people's foreheads. Don't know. Continue. Sorry.
So I have a lazy eye, and that's something I've battled with, and because it's something that's so beyond, for me personally, is beyond whether I'm skinny or bigger, or if my boobs are big or my bum are big. I feel like because I've had to deal with that, I don't even have the luxury of really getting to be really truly insecure about other parts of my body, because that has been something that's really affected me in everything that I've done, if I'm being honest.
And that's fine though. I didn't even know.
No, I definitely have a lazy eye. People
I'm
always...
so I'm not attentive enough. I didn't honestly.
But yeah, so that's why I wouldn't say I really get like seriously insecure about my body, because I have other things I've been dealing with in terms of image and being confident. But there is a lot of pressure out there, and I feel, again, this...
I know what you mean by that. I had I got like work done on my teeth.
Oh yeah, I remember when you did that.
Yeah, I got work done on my teeth, and I remember beforehand all I ever wanted was a decent smile, because when I was much younger, like I knocked my face on something and my teeth broke out, and long story short, I had one of those annoying things that had like the blue bits on your teeth and all that kind of stuff, and I don't know what it was, but when I got my teeth done, I just felt like everything changed for me. Like I was confident enough to share things on social media and things like that, and my only sad thing was that I was so conscious about it, nobody else even really realised. Why was I using that to hold me from like doing stuff? So like literally, because of my teeth, I did not share poetry. How does that make sense?
Wow.
How does that make sense?
That's
me
crazy.
Film something for you guys to see my teeth in full screen. No. Me do that. No. And I just think, like, how many other things do other people go through that they stop doing because there's something
that's holding them back.
Holding them back from kind of doing stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So I just feel like I feel like it's a battle to love yourself. Again, men and women, everyone. I feel like sometimes, not always, but sometimes it can be a battle to love yourself.
Yeah.
But I feel like there are things you can do to help yourself to love yourself on the journey of self-love, quote unquote. Like, for example, I used to look in the mirror and I'd always look for flaws.
Aww.
And I feel like one of the first things you can do is when you look in the mirror, look for what you like about yourself as opposed to what you don't like about yourself.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. And then I also feel like, again, have appreciative thoughts as opposed to depreciative thoughts. So it's so easy to be like, oh, my thighs are like this, or my ears are like this, or blah, blah, blah. Yes, your thighs may be like this, or ears will be like that. Because I feel like you have to be real with yourself. But at the same time, you might have a really strong jawline, or you might have a great smile, or you might have really beautiful eyes, or really nice voice. God has blessed us all. Like, you have things that are working for you. So you really need to kind of pick up on that. And then also being around positive people. I feel like, again, back to the mental health thing, I feel like, again, the energy you keep around you. There are some people who, again, will go out of their way to tell you that, you've put on weight, or your skin isn't looking nice.
African aunties will go out of their way to tell you you have put on weight or you have lost weight, and no matter which one it is, nice. It's always a problem. Yeah. Like, sometimes I have one friend. I have one friend. Yeah. And whenever she comes to my house, Mum just feels to say with her mouth, "You're getting big. You're." And I'm just. Your mum said that. God. She says it all the time, and I'm like, Mother, like, seriously, you don't go tell someone they're getting big, they're getting fat. She just say it brazenly with her mouth, but it's okay. But yet for my mum, like, I will sometimes be, oh, you've put on some weight, and other things like, you're looking too skinny. Am I ever okay? But it's alright. I'm okay. My mum says it's fine. Like, I feel like I'm immune to that. It comes with the culture.
Even when my mum does say stuff about my weight, it's like, you could just say to someone, oh, you've put on weight and that's it. But there'll be something slight like, what are you eating? And you're like, what? Pardon? But yeah, so I feel like, be very careful about what energy you're around. And then social media, again, I feel like social media is a fantastic forum. It's a great place to just like explore, see a lot of beauty in the world. Yeah. But again, it can be pressurizing. And I'm fully in support of going on a detox. Once in a while, I just completely don't touch social media for a bit. Just to like refine my mind. Yeah. I think I do like every 6 weeks, I'll go for like a day or two just not touching social media. And it really, really helps. But yeah, there's so many things you can do. Just be more grateful. And again, when it comes to dressing, dress for your body shape. I feel like after dressing up, especially as someone who comes from fashion, it's really important to know what works for you. So if you feel like, oh, I look this way, I don't like this part of my body, what can you do to flatter that part of your body? There's ways around everything.
One thing I found though, because I've known of people who have gone and lost weight, but they're still dressing for their old body type. They haven't accepted that they've got a new body type. And I know that alone is a whole journey to be like, actually, now for this new body type you've worked so hard towards, like you've obviously like been dieting, exercising, all this kind of stuff. That mindset of now going out new and finding out new clothes that, you know, that you feel comfortable in and show off this body that you've been working so hard on. So
exactly. And then also working out, of course, is very good for you.
Not
so only does it physically benefit you,
mentally
mentally as well. It releases endorphins, which is just a very good happy hormone.
I haven't gone to the gym in a hot second because of all the flights I've been catching.
But you don't have to go to the gym, you can just go jogging. I go jogging, it's really nice.
I don't like jogging. I don't like running. I don't like cardio. Like when I go to the gym, I do maybe like 10-15 minutes tops, then I'm all on the weights, working on my lower half a lot, because most girls prefer working on the lower half anyways, working on that bum, even though I don't really have one. Love me. Stop even it. If I don't have one. But I need to work on my arm muscles and stuff like that I enjoy. So yeah, I find running so boring.
Oh, I love running.
So boring.
I think anything cardio is just so amazing.
I like sprinting.
That's your heart. I know that you're working out for your body. I work out for health, so that's your heart. That's something that powers your whole body for the rest of your life. Yeah. Heart health is so important.
It's so important.
If your heart is young, your body is young. It's that simple.
Boring. You walk. There's a big park at the end of my road, and just run around. It's just long, boring. I got hay fever, so I don't like grass. I just find it long. Personally.
Anyway, for those who don't hate jogging, I would advise just going for a quick. You don't have to go fast. You can go slow and then work your way up. But it's
that's nothing. I want to go fast and then I just lose the breath and I'm like, I'm bored.
No, it's jogging. You have to pace yourself.
This is my problem.
Oh dear. Anyway, but yeah. I'm sure we can discuss working out another time. But yeah, so that's what I have to say about body image. One final thing I do want to say is that one thing we can all be happy and proud of is that we are the only version of ourselves on this earth. There is no other you on this earth, and that is something to be very proud of and to celebrate. Oh, I sent you a link for the 16 personalities.
I did.
Test.
You sent it to me late last night. I couldn't do it, but I will do it.
Okay.
I feel like I've done something like that in the past, but I'll check it out.
It's so important. Yeah. Sorry, just to go back a bit into mental health, because when I did have my kind of saddish times, I realised I was just very different to everyone around me, so I went off to go do the 16 personalities test, and that really opened me up to understand who I am. Okay, well, let me break down the letters first. So,
is it EN something?
Yeah.
Oh, I have done it. Oh,
you've done it.
I think I'm ENFJ or ENIJ. I can't remember.
Yeah, you're definitely an E.
I think I'm like EN.
So,
something.
just a quick recap of what they do. First of all, if you just Google 16 personalities, the test will come up. It's amazing. It's 20 minutes, and it gives you such a big breakdown of what you're like at work, what you're like with your friends, what you will be like as a parent, just everything about yourself, so you can understand why you are the way you are. So the first thing they look at is your mind. They put you as either an introvert or an extrovert. Yeah. So it's all about how you gain energy. Obviously, introverts gain energy alone. Yeah. Extroverts gain energy when they're around people.
That's definitely
so me and you are already very different on that. You're an E and I'm an I.
I'm feeling very low when I'm not around people.
Really? Oh my gosh, I feel so good when I'm with myself. Then they look at how you see the world. So S is observant. These are people who are very practical. They focus on what has happened and what has already happened. What's happening and what's already happened. Whereas N are intuitive, so we're very I'm N as well. We're very imaginative. We focus on the future possibilities. Kind of like dreamers.
We're both N's.
Yeah. Then the third one is your decision making. So T are the thinkers, which I am. We prioritize logic over emotions. Yeah. And then F are the feelers. I know you're an F already.
I've done this.
I know you're an F. F are the feelings, more sensitive and more emotionally expressive.
Yeah, that is like if I'm happy, you'll know. If I'm sad, you'll know it.
I'm so T, like, it's to a fault though. I'm complete logic. So if I'm like in a meeting, I'm not thinking about this person's feelings. I'm thinking about what we need to do to achieve what we need to achieve. So I've learned a lot. I'm learning now. After doing that test, I'm learning now how to factor in feelings.
You get work done. There's lots of people where maybe like feelings might be good at nurturing people, but is it good at getting action done? Because I'm too busy. There's benefits in both. Where you need sometimes to get a result and you need to get things pushed and passed through. Yeah. And you need to... But it's good. It's good.
I feel like that's why I think we're a healthy balance, because we're both quite different, so we can learn a lot from each other. And then the fourth bit, they look at your tactics / approach. Are you J?
Yeah.
No, I don't think you're a J.
I thought it was ENFJ.
No, you're a P. I'm sorry.
I don't remember.
You need to do the test again. You've changed.
It was a couple of years.
Okay, because J is judging. Judging are very highly organised and structured. We like structure. We're quite decisive.
I'm
We're
not
quite decisive.
I'm not
So Mina is not a J. And then there's P, prospecting. They like improvising and spotting opportunities, which is completely Mina to a T. Am I lying?
On my test, I might have got a J there. But I'm so indecisive. It's actually disgusting.
Wow.
Like, it's actually disgusting. Like,
it's not disgusting.
No,
it's just, it is what it is.
I thought even got a taster of it. Like a taster.
Mina will decide something, then change her mind, then change it again, and you're like, this girl, make your mind up.
Their last out, but it will all come out the best outcome.
No, it does. You have really good ideas. But that's why, like, even though a P person is more indecisive, they spot opportunities. They're very good at seeing how you can make things work.
Yeah. Do you know what test I'm going to get you on to do? The colours one. The colours one is really, really good.
The colours test?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay, send it to me. But the Myers-Briggs 16 personalities test. Myers-Briggs is actually a mother and daughter. So they started this test. So it's just so cool. I really, really, really advise anyone, especially if you're in a situation where you just are like, why am I so odd? I definitely advise doing this test. It explains everything. You realise you're not odd, you're just unique. And that's fine.
That's fine. So we're going to obviously just jump into that hot topics, things that are kind of highlighted in the week that happened in the world. I kind of wanted to have just more of a mention on something that I thought was really, really fantastic. I hope most of you guys are familiar with an artist, a director called Ratman. He kind of did Shiloh Story. Did you watch Shiloh Story?
I have no idea.
It was really cool. It was basically like a 3-part story, like a dramatized story on YouTube, but told through rapping. It was quite a sick concept. I really, really liked it. Anyways, recently he announced that he is the newest member of the Rock Nation kind of family. Jay-Z gave him this really sick management deal where he kind of gets to have his own record label and he deals with management, film and TV. But this guy, Ratman, he's from the UK and he's now doing big things with like the likes of people like Jay-Z and things like that. And I just wanted to kind of shout that out. And for me, seeing people, I don't personally know the guy from nowhere, no how, nothing like that. I liked watching his videos. It was quite a compelling story. I was just watching it like, rah, did that really happen? Obviously, he then got lots of recognition. He was on things like ITV and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
And so then to end up at Jay-Z's house, I was like, I just thought it was something like worth kind of mentioning that happened since the last time we met up. That, like, just push and grind, and you never know where you may end up. I'm not ever doing anything for fame or fortune or things like that, but if you're passionate about certain things you do, he's been doing this rapping story through the form, like telling stories through the form of rapping and visuals for a very long time. I think, don't quote me because I'm probably going to get the state wrong, but maybe the past 5 or 6 years or something like that. And look at where he's landed him now, and it just reminded me of lots of other people in the past have done stuff. So yeah, I thought that was pretty lit.
What's the name of his?
What's Shiloh Story?
Shiloh Story.
Yeah, what's Shiloh?
Okay, I will watch that.
Yeah, it's literally a story through rapping, but I thought it was pretty lit.
That sounds really cool. There's been quite a few deaths in the celebrity world. Kim Porter.
Kim Porter. Before we go on Kim Porter, because I think I can talk about Kim Porter for a bit of a long time. Just want to also mention Stan Lee as well, because he was older. I don't know if it was like a shocking death, like being real about death and all that kind of stuff. But for me, like, I'm not going to beg it and be like, I've been following Marvel Comics, blah, 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 blah. It's only for the past 3 years when I started watching some of the Avengers and the Captain America kind of stories. I was like, oh my gosh, these comics aren't actually half bad, people. Like, watching things on the MCU, the MC universe, I was like, oh, this is really, really lit. And it took me back to days when I used to watch X-Men. I've got a brother who's literally 1 year younger than me, so I know things about Dragon Ball Z and X-Men and all that kind of stuff. Like, it was funny, like, me and my brother had TV time slots, and his TV time slot would be Dragon Ball Z, and I'd be like, yeah, I don't want to watch Dragon Ball Z, so you have to have it as your TV time. But I wanted to watch that stuff. Like, I love Dragon Ball Z. Bit of a weirdo on that thing. I mean, I remember the character Storm being like, that's the only black superhero woman who is fierce and all this kind of stuff. And I didn't clock it was actually Stan Lee who created her to later on. Everybody watched Black Panther. So I just thought he was monumental because he pushed the boundaries through comics, talked about the economic struggle people are going through right now. And yeah, I think he'll definitely be missed. And I'm excited to see what they do with the MCU. They've been doing amazing things with the MCU universe, as well as the other offshore stuff as well, like stuff with Spider-Man and X-Men. But yeah.
Wow.
But Kim Porter...
Well, may Stanley rest in peace, of course.
Yeah.
He died at 95, so
yeah.
I'm hoping he lived a great life.
Yeah.
95 is like, you've lived your life.
Yeah, and his work is living on.
I know, yeah, it's like legacy.
Legacy that you leave as well.
Honestly, he did well. He did wonderfully well. But yeah, so Kim Porter, so she's a mother of 4. Did she marry, did he? I don't know if they got married.
There was love of his life. Oh, I know, that's what he stated.
Okay. Well, she's a model and actress, and she passed away. They say she passed away from cardiac arrest. They said she was suffering from a flu, possible pneumonia, before she passed away. I don't know if they've actually found out what happened.
I don't know either.
Wow. But yeah, when I heard it, I don't know. I didn't really know I knew about her, but I didn't know about her. But it was weird because there was so many messages about her. I was like, who is this woman? Like, everyone is pouring out their heart. It's not like, oh, may she rest in peace. Like, people were writing really long captions, like, saying how much of a great person she was. And then I went onto her page and it's like, oh, wow. Like, she's really... Because I'm really into positivity. Yeah. She's really into positivity. I was like, oh, wow. So we did lose a light today. But yeah, it's just... What I felt the most, like, what really grabbed me is the fact that her twin daughters are 12 years old. I was like, oh, my gosh, I cannot even... Because, we read it and we were like, oh, my gosh. And then I thought... I don't know, first thing I thought of was... Her daughters, what are they doing right now? They're probably crying, like, non-stop, like, can't even be consoled right now. Like, they've lost their mother. That was like, it's so sad.
Like, Kim Porter, I'm not going to beg it in line and be like, I've always followed her story or anything like that. No. I guess I've always seen Diddy as, like, definitely, like, a hip-hop icon of the he paved the way and all that kind of stuff. And one thing I always loved about Diddy was his family unit, like... Obviously, his children are from different mothers and all that kind of stuff, but these children just look like one. And you see this Insta post family goals type thing. And I always thought to myself, like, them women are lit, like Cassie and all that kind of stuff. And people are like, they always all look like a one no matter what. Quincy, I think Quincy is so cute.
He's such a good actor as well.
Yeah, I think I just watched that Christmas movie on Netflix.
Oh no, he's on Stars though as well. That other show. Which is really good.
Watched it, so I was just thinking, like, I just love it. I just love good energy. So when I saw the post about Kim Porter, I was like, oh, like, crap, because these celebrities, don't know them personally. I'll talk about my theme of death after I talk about Kim Porter in a second, but so, oh crap, like, that's like a horrific, because it was so unexpected. There was unexpected deaths for me. I feel just like, I really, like, my heart just really paused. I don't even want to think about, like, what I would be personally going through, because I'm so blessed to have, like, 2 living parents and all that kind of stuff. But I've known of people whose parents have passed away before, and I just felt so sad. And then you see the outpour of the celebrities and everyone's comments and everyone's mentioned, and you really just think, like, she just had beautiful energy and she shone it out and things like that. And you just think to yourself, when you do leave this world, what legacy, what energy, what do you want to be reminded as? And reminding yourself that today is a gift, tomorrow isn't promised. And so it's not always about, like, all the big shiny things you do out there, but how do you make people feel every time you are out and everywhere that you go? And that's personally what I felt when I saw her, as a reminder. And I really do pray out for his children. I pray for anyone that has lost somebody recently as well, because also there was the mad shootings that have been happening in America. So about Tamara Housley, her niece as well, and what she was going through. And yeah, so basically, earlier this year, when all the shootings and stuff was happening in, like, London and things like that, me and my friends were going home one day after, like, some friend's party, and we kind of, like, witnessed the end of a shooting. The guy's body was, like, laid out on the floor and things like that, and we were the first on the scene, and we called the police. I cried like a baby, and to see, when we got there, he was, like, kind of just, like, at his last breath. So we were there just before he actually, like, physically died. And to see a dead body, it doesn't leave you easily. Like, it doesn't leave you easily. Especially, it was quite traumatizing the way he'd left. He'd been shot. I was scared because in the same, it was a crime scene. Somebody else had been stabbed and they walked towards me and I didn't know what was going on. And I remember just feeling to myself like, what are we living for? What are we doing? What kind of life are we living in? And what, if I kept thinking, if I was there 5 minutes ago, like, what would that scene have been? Because the shooting was just there happening. What would that scene could have been? And every time death again comes out, pulls out, something happens, I again feel like all this money, all these things that people do and care about, like, what is the point if you aren't leaving like positivity at the end of it? So yeah, I again never followed Kim Porter's life prior to her passing. Just thought she had really beautiful children. But to see the outpour from so many celebrities and friends as well, because I kind of stalked her page a little bit, just made me feel like she left positive energy.
Yeah.
Afterwards as well. Yeah.
That's the thing about death. It's like you're living your life.
Yeah.
You're complaining about silly things that don't matter.
Yeah.
You're just stressing about silly things that don't matter. And then you hear someone's died and it just puts everything in perspective. You're like, we're alive and we're healthy. We've been blessed with another day. And yet we complain about silly things. And it makes you just realise you really need to appreciate all the blessings that we have and not take things for granted, which I feel like we all can be guilty of sometimes.
And sometimes just like live life. Like, I think for a while I was even saying like before I did poetry, I used to do poetry years beforehand. But I stopped because because I can't do it and all this kind of stuff. And it stops you from thinking like you can always do it X 5, 10 years from now. And you can do things 5, 10 years now if you wish to. But what's stopping you from doing it here and now? Even starting the podcast together, I was like, I like talking. What's stopping us from starting something?
Yeah.
What's stopping people from doing something or their dreams, something like that? And what's stopping people from being nice to others, you know, as well?
Very true. May they rest in peace.
Yeah.
So moving on from that topic, did you hear about Dolce and Gabbana and China?
You mentioned it to me slightly before the podcast started recording, and I was like, what happened? I'm not in the fashion world. Like, please explain.
Okay, so those not in the fashion world, so basically Dolce and Gabbana have been offending some people for some time now. A few years ago they released an advert, a Chinese advert. First of all, may I just start off by saying that the Chinese market, they represent 1/3 of consumers in luxury market, so you really do not want to mess with them. But anyway, so they first of all released an advert where they were being quite they were representing China in a very not nice way.
What did they do?
I never saw the advert, but I know that they were not happy about how they were represented. So they didn't like that already. That was ages ago. Strike one. Then recently they released a video, and not a video, but an advert of a Chinese model eating pizza with chopsticks. And I think it was spaghetti as well. That was quite offensive.
Yeah.
It's an age-old tradition, and you're mixing it with other traditions, and it's just a bit, not even other traditions, other cultures, and it's just be a bit respectful.
Yeah.
So they didn't like that.
Okay.
They were already a bit upset about that. Then
Why would they do that?
I don't really know why.
I work in marketing, I'm confused, but
I never understand why some of these marketing people, like, I don't get how they do it on purpose to provoke people. I don't understand.
I mean, I don't work for that brand, so I can't speak for that brand.
Well, do they? No, because you do work. You're exposed to the marketing.
Yeah.
So.
I think sometimes it's just ignorance. It's foolish ignorance. You get a big budget, you have an idea, and then you don't consult like a focus group. I think I want to partly believe it as ignorance. If there's racism mixed into that, then yeah. I mean, I can obviously, if there's definitely, but it's learned. How can I put it? Like, most times learned racism. Again, I don't work in fashion brands and all that kind of stuff. So the things that they do, I've not been privy to. There's been crazy, like racist type ads or just very insensitive ads.
Yeah.
I'm like, who passed this?
I feel like they're doing it on purpose.
Who passed this? I'm confused.
I'm
mad confused. The company I work for, the budgets have never been that mad to do a huge TV advert like that. We've done ads on YouTube and things like that, but the casting has always been mainly based around like the film content that's coming out that period of time. So we haven't been. I've never been personally exposed in that way. Yeah. But I was looking at like, nah, seriously, who the hell signed this off, agreed on it?
I feel like
what were you thinking? Like, please, that's the problem when you don't have certain people of colour, gender, age, not in the boardroom as well making those decisions, because Yeah, anyway, I want to hear more about Stefano
No, but I feel like
Gabbana.
sometimes that they do that on purpose. I feel like sometimes they will put out a very racially provocative advert because they feel like, yes, it will piss these people off, but at the same time, it will get us attention. And I think the attention is more important to them than the annoyance or upsetness that they're about to cause.
Maybe I'm just in my peaceful happiness.
I really feel like some of them do it on purpose.
Because I can't imagine why would you do that on purpose? Because
it's so blatant sometimes.
I really want you to finish the story about how Dr.
I will.
Because I then had another story of something that happened in church this morning, which our pastor was talking about, and I was thinking the power we have of spend. If a company does us wrong, if a fashion brand does us wrong, if anyone does us wrong, us collectively, we stop paying for their crap. Yeah, watch them have to apologise, have to change.
Yeah, so that's what happened. So screenshots were released on Instagram of Stefano Gabbana. Screenshots were released of Stefano Gabbana. He appeared to make reference to China, quote, China ignorant, smelly mafia, quote. And he used the smelly poo emoji to describe the country.
Who said that?
He then claimed that his account was hacked. However... that was it. They were like, no. Like, that was it. That was the line drawn. When I tell you, China are completely, like, collectively, they have put hands together to make sure that they do not sell in China again. Stores are removing their stuff. People are destroying and burning their things on Instagram. Like, it's really serious. They've really offended, and they're really being held accountable for the offence that they caused. They released a video saying that they're sorry, but... I don't think, I think at this point it's done. Like, it's completely, they've blacklisted them. Like, you can't sell here anymore.
I need to read up on that because I think, personally, I think it's so lit when a country be like, you have offended us, you made...
I feel like we need to be more like that, especially the black community. If someone is offensive towards our community, we should put our hands together and be like, you know what, we are not, because we're a big market, just 100%. Like everyone else. We're not buying your stuff anymore. Like that is one of the best ways to send a message is to not put your money in their account.
Because when it comes to race relations, I'm trying to like be careful in my conversation because one of the problems is we don't together collectively stick together on certain things. And that's the problem. Like, the fact that China can come together and do that, wow.
I think it's amazing.
Is so lit. Imagine if, like, Africa as a whole, or even just one country in Africa as
could stick together and do that.
Stick together and do that. Because one of the things, obviously, we're split across the whole diaspora and all that kind of stuff. And black people in England, black people in America, we're still going to be minority in their country. But if there are certain things that they want to go and do back home in our countries, if we had the strength to be able to do that, and then it's then reciprocated to black people in different countries, then, boy... I think that's so lit. I want to still stick onto fashion, but it just kind of really links so nicely into the preaching this morning. I've been thinking about church a lot today. I don't know why, but we're on Mission Month, and the pastor was talking about the story of Rosa Parks, but she said it in such an interesting way. How Rosa Parks was just a sweet woman, yeah, and she was just tired. She was just mad tired. Well, what do you mean, like? She was actually sitting in a seat that she was allowed to sit on, but some next big white man was like, no, I want to sit. So the bus driver stopped and arrested her and all this kind of stuff. But because of her doing that, everybody then went on halt. Nobody used the buses or anything like that for 360-something days. The buses then had to stop segregation in Alabama, in that area. Because as a people, collectively as a people, they're like, you cannot treat us like this anymore. We would rather walk 20 miles to work than to get onto one of your buses and spend money on you guys, on this monopoly you think you guys have over us. We are people as well. So that's just what I was just thinking of when you told me that story. I was like, that links so much into like what we was just discussed in church today, and how, I mean, I'm a bit scared to talk about the H&M thing. I'm a bit scared because you remember the Cheeky Monkey top? Yeah. And I was a bit like, again, in my bliss for ignorance, and shoot me if you want to shoot me, I just thought it was somebody stupid, in the marketing room who thought that was an okay thing. Because no offense, I do say to my little, like, you cheeky monkey. I say comments like that to my nephews and my nieces in a non-racist way. They see it coming from love and all that kind of stuff. So I personally saw that as something that was just pure ignorance and stupidity, but not at the heart of racism.
See, when I saw it, I didn't pick up on the racism until I saw the articles. I was like, oh, right, yeah, this is actually quite offensive. But then there are more blatant ones, like the Dove one, for example. That was blatant. You can't even pretend you were not trying to be racist with that. Like, anyone could clock that. You see what I mean? So I feel like some people, some companies, some organisations I don't know what they're thinking.
I don't know what
And
they're
that's the
thinking.
thing, it's okay to be racist like that because nothing's going to happen. Our money is our power. The minute we understand that and come together and make moves, like what we just listened to, honestly, things could change.
Because what thing is funny though is now though there's lots of companies who are afraid of being racist, so they overcompensate. I'm sure you've seen a lot of ads. There's lots more mixed families, and mixed things like that. I saw it on the Shade Room though not long ago. I think Macy's, like I don't know much about Macy's, it's an American thing, but they had like these different family ads. And then the black family, single woman. I was like, why are you trying us? They had obviously what they call a full family, obviously white or happy lardy lamb, had a family of both gender parents, all this kind of stuff. But everyone had two parents. But the black family, like, why are you gonna do us like that? Why do you have to do us like that? Seriously, do you not think?
I don't understand.
Like, I'm really trying to think because I do my.
Exactly, because you're in that world, you know more better than anyone else. That these people.
No, I just think like. You literally have to go through a briefing situation. You get the concept sent over to you. You have to go through casting. You get the storyboards. You get all of this stuff. How do you end up in that conclusion? You then have to. I mean, if you've got not all companies got the budget to do this, but them companies you've been mentioning, they have the budget to do this, to go through focus groups, to check who your audience is, to ensure that you're not what's it called? Insulting anyone. There was another ad. For the life of me, I cannot remember what ad it was, but I think it was a sports ad. I'm talking about freedom, and it had a woman wearing a burqa and then took it off and was like felt free.
What?
I was like, what kind of stupidness is this? How insulting can this be? What do you like?
You're doing that on purpose. Yeah. There's no way you're ignorant.
It wasn't a UK or US based ad. It was based in another country, and so sometimes though, if ads are in different parts of the world where people are not as sensitive, or the people, not all people, because people are privy to their own selves, but not as sensitive to certain things, then it will work in that market, which is sad. There's some things that work in other markets. That's why McDonald's, there's some markets where they will not sell pork, other markets they will sell pork. When you are an international brand, you have to be internationally marketing thinking as well. But lovely the way social media is now. Social media is making the world so small where a lot of people becoming influencers one, and if you do something in one area, it'll translate to somewhere else as well. Yeah. And if we're not happy with it, we're not going to let that happen. I just think it's so stupid. Why would you want that tarnish on your name? Imagine being that creative director of that ad that went through. Like,
that's what I mean. Because
I would hate to have that on my name personally. Not something to be proud of.
It's not something to be proud of. It's just, I just wish more people, we would stick together more to be like, you know what, this is not okay, and this is what we're going to do about it.
Yeah.
Like, we are not effing with you anymore. That simple. You're not getting our money. For all of us to really stick together and be like, you know what, you're really not getting our money. You're really going to see the numbers in your next month's report that we didn't put our money in your pockets. Like, that's what we need to do. But yeah, we can talk about this forever. Yeah. It really is a hot topic. But speaking of race, Black China's bleaching cream. So let me hit you with the facts first. So there's a brand called Whitenicious who do bleaching creams. So it's owned by a Cameroonian pop star called Dentsia, which I'm sure a lot of us have heard of her. Have you heard of her?
Who?
Dentsia.
No.
Okay. Well, their skin lightening cream. She claims that my issue with this lady is she comes off the back of her products being like an aid to help problem areas like dark spots. I looked on the website. She has things like deodorants for people who have darker armpits, and I really think that that's quite something that people can use to like, you know, normalize their skin. But we know that that's not her motto. She's trying to get people to bleach. That's her target. At the end of the day, her brand is called Whitenicious. Yeah. But I've watched some of her interviews, and she's just always saying, you know, some people have dark spots, some people have problem areas. My product is to help people. But it's like, you're lying. You're actually lying. You know you're bleaching out. She's even bleached out herself. So it's just like, oh. But anyway, so they did a collaboration with Black China. So Whitenicious x Black China, and they chose Nigeria. Ikeja, to be precise.
Bleaching projects are huge out there. So.
As where they're going to launch this.
Also, you have to bear in mind, there's a chemical or something in some bleaching projects that are actually allowed to be sold in the UK.
It's either hydroquinone or...
Yeah, but you can sell it in Nigeria as well. So there's something that's not actually physically allowed to be sold in the UK. I know that.
And that's because of the side effects. Hydroquinone alone, something that's quite frequent in a lot of bleaching products. Yeah. It thins your skin. It causes visible blood vessels in the skin, sorry. It causes scarring, kidney, liver and nerve damage, abnormalities in newborn babies if used while pregnant. Like, it's really dangerous stuff for the skin, and this is what they sell. I'm not sure if that's in her product, though, but it's called Diamond Illuminating and Lightening Cream, and it's $250 for 100 grams. That's like £195. Crazy. And I really feel like it's probably going to sell out.
When I saw that Miss Black China, Angela Wannabe Kardashian, posted about it, I was like, is this a joke? Because, like, I know that woman is all about getting her coin. She is not below petty. She is the queen of petty. Like, sometimes I look at her and go, oh my gosh, she's funny. Like, she really did just get with the woman brother who took her man. Like, I just think she's a queen of petty. I don't know how she did it, but she's a queen of petty. But I really thought it was a joke because, yes, woman, lady, all about getting your coin, that's all right, but not at the detriment of your own people. Not at the detriment of your own people. Like, is there any standard you won't, like, stop at?
To get money?
Yeah, and that's what upset me because, don't worry, lightning cream has been going in Nigeria for ages, for years, and all that stuff. But the fact that you're there endorsing it, quite... It's almost like I slightly wanted to root for her at one point, and that's completely gone away. I'm not going to try to be part of this cancelling culture or things like that, but knowing all the crap black people go through, the whole, what's it called, colorism and things like that, and then you're there endorsing a product that feeds into that crap that we go through, it makes me physically sick.
She's literally capitalising off colorism, and it's quite sad to even hear about this because, I did root for her at the beginning because it's like, you know, this woman... Because initially, remember the whole story? First of all, she was a stripper, came out of a strip club, got with Tiger, had his child. Since then, she's been quite wealthy. Even when Kylie got with Tiger, I did feel bad for her as well, even though I didn't know the full story.
I was like, right,
I can't believe this happened. And then for her to get with Rob, I was like, wow.
Queen of petty, like, she's gonna have the only Kardashian child because only Rob can, because everyone else gets their own father's name.
It's true, and then
so she has she even tried to trademark her name. I was like, she is the queen of petty. Who tried to trademark their name before they even married?
We were rooting for her.
I was like, that was rooting for her. I just thought, like, she does well. Like,
no, I thought
I don't hate on her game.
If you're in her position, this is the kind of
petty.
I
wouldn't have done that, but
this is the kind of petty that will really get to people. But so I was like, this is really, it was really interesting to watch. But, and I get that everyone's hustling, like, you know, it's about getting your coin, but where do you draw the line? Because this bleaching thing is a very serious thing. First of all, there's the actual bleaching on its own. There's so much pressure. As a dark-skinned woman, there's so much pressure on black people to be lighter skinned. I don't know why we value lighter skin so much. Even the other day I was watching like a Nollywood, because Nollywood have a lot of TV shows online on YouTube TV series is really good. There was one I was watching because I watched Skinny Girl in Transit, which is really good, and then I went off and started watching another one, and I realised like there's no dark skinned women on this show. And I watched another one, I was like, again, no dark-skinned women on this show. Like, constantly, it's like, where are the dark-skinned women? We're not even represented because of this colorism. So for her to be into that and then to think it's a good idea, whether it's her or Dempsey or the organisation, whatever it was, to go to Africa and target these people who are suffering from colorism, who are
Nigeria, how dare you?
Suffering from not loving themselves, and think that that's the place. It's completely about making money. That's all they're thinking about. Yeah,
like... Every black girl has gone through a form of colorism. Every on the light scale, the darker skin of the scale, you kind of gone through it. I remember at like a young age, and I feel quite sick in myself. I'm saying this, but I'll say it. My skin tone is not dark skin, but it's brown. It's
You're brown skin.
Yeah, I'm brown skin. I'm definitely not light skin. But I remember feeling to myself, at least I'm not dark skin, like I'm brown skin, so I'm in the safe sex. I was like maybe like 10, 11. That's how I felt. Like that's how I felt. And bless my mother. I think it's a Nigerian auntie of the old generation. They might have had those certain queens where it says things like lightning skin or dark spots and all that kind of stuff. And light skin was always the right skin to kind of be part of. And it was like, I just kept telling myself I was in the safe space. And then I had a younger sister who is dark skin, beautiful, tall, everything, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know what it was, the consciousness in me, being the older sister, was like, this mindset you have needs to change. Because you can't be telling yourself, even if you're just telling yourself personally that, okay, I'm going to some brown skin. Because what are they going to teaching my younger sister, who is darker skinned than me, to not love herself? And I was like, no. I started challenging it. I was like, this isn't cool. Like, love the skin you're in and all that kind of stuff. And even in secondary school, yes, there was a point where mixed race girls always got the guys always fancied all that person, all that kind of stuff. But I had to learn to be confident for myself because I had a younger sister. And so I've been against, like, bleaching, all that stuff. Anything that's trying to get closer to the white man, I've just been completely against it. So that's why Black China just disgusts me what she's doing, because I thought it was a joke. I was like, no. And even the brand name,
White Initials.
Like, at least, like, try hide it to be like this cream that helps get rid of dark spots. That I can, like, go, okay, she's getting a coin. But everything, and she's actually been using it for a while. Like, if you look at some of her old pictures, yeah, she is of light skin complexion, but she wasn't that light. So
a lot of celebrities, to be honest,
she's been using it for a while. I'm like, do what you want to do, like, whatever, but you're then going to embrace it, and then you're going to teach people who are following you to do the same thing, and you're just feeding into the same issue of colorism.
It's sad.
You make me sick, Black China. You make me sick. Not that you would ever listen to it,
PSA.
but you make me sick.
It's sad because if I think about my childhood, I will never forget, I was sitting somewhere at home, there were, like, relatives around, and they were talking about someone, and they were like, oh, and she's light-skinned, like, it's a good thing. And I remember feeling in myself like, oh, so that's what's beautiful.
Yeah.
So if that's what's beautiful, then I'm not what's beautiful. And I remember from a young age feeling like, oh, a bit down about this. But I feel like colorism, I don't know, a lot of people are quite judgmental on colorism. Like, they'll see someone who's bleaching and persecute them. I don't know why, but I don't feel like persecuting them. I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
Because I have this conversation time and time again. It's easier for you to give in to the beauty standards around you and just follow it. It's harder to break out and be like, you know, I'm going to resist this. So
I think I'm just annoyed at Black China because she's in a position of influence.
But that's the thing. Even
And
if she's
it's
in a
like-
position of influence, she's obviously a victim to this colorism herself. If she's bleaching
I really
herself.
think she's just about getting her coin.
Yeah.
There's about bleaching stuff, but then trying to put on others. And she's seen the outcrow of people being angry at her. I'm not sure.
That's
I saw
what's
something
crazy.
some morning that some person in Nigeria trying to beat her up, or she's come out the car. It was kind of funny.
They were trying to beat her up.
She just come out of the car. She's got into a bit of an altercation with somebody. Anyways, her business in it. She's got security. She'll live. It's okay. But she's seen that people kind of feeling bad that they're not happy about this. So I personally, we all do wrong things in time. Or if you see that this is not being, like, received well from your own people,
The penny
change
should drop.
direction. Penny should drop. And she hasn't. She hasn't
That's what I
issued
found
an
weird.
apology or anything like that. So
She's really still doing it. She doesn't care.
She's
still doing
out in Abuja right now.
it. I saw yesterday on her Instagram. She's actually out there.
She has no remorse.
And I think she's turned off comments as well.
She has no remorse.
So she's fully aware.
For me, I'm personally disgusted. I'm personally disgusted by her right now.
But I don't know what's going to happen. I'll follow the story closely. But, I mean, I think it's probably going to sell out. I feel like bleaching is a very big thing back in Africa still, I'm afraid. And
Yeah.
it's really sad because I feel like as much as we really strive to move forward, push forward beauty in every skin tone, shade or form. Again, it's not just the black community. This happens in other communities as well. As much as we try and do that, I feel like there are people who pop up who pull the cause back. And I don't know what we can do about it. But continue to push forward self-love. You know, every skin tone is beautiful. Everyone's beautiful as they are. And just try and be positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So we have this section in our podcast where if you guys have any questions, dilemmas, or creative things you want to have a shout out, please do feel free to email us. You can email us at theblankcanvaspod@gmail.com. Now, we do have an email for today. This email is a very nice, sweet email. Simply was, I was once told a messy room is a reflection of your state of mind. Do you agree? What are your thoughts? And also, what are your tips to not procrastinating? When I saw this question, I kind of wanted to quickly retract something. In the first podcast, in the game, we said, would we rather have a maid or a cook? And you said you'd rather have a maid. And I was like, yeah. I think I was just coerced because I was like, we kept on disagreeing on things. But me, I would rather have a cook any day, every day. I'll go back to the question, but I have not eaten properly in the past 2 weeks because I've just been in and out of the house. Who cares about a messy room? But
I do care about a messy room, actually.
I can tidy up my own room, but I also want to be vegan, but I can't because any food that's in front of my face I'll eat. So if I had to cook, cook me vegan food only, that would be lit. But the question is, obviously, a messy room is a reflection of your state of mind. For me, it's actually quite true. If I have to actually do stuff in my room, I can't do it when it's messy. Facts. I just, for some reason, just cleaning the room is like a tick box for me. Like, that action alone helps clear up mess. And I sometimes use it as a form of procrastinating. Like, I know I've got work to do, but I can't do it till my room is tidy. So room tidy is an action in itself.
I hear you on that. I don't know. It's really hard because I've always judged messy people. I'm just like, what the hell are you doing with your life? But now...
She's actually like cringing like
because I'm
her
very
body
organised. So I
yeah.
don't understand how people can find it hard to organise themselves. But now I have a different outlook. Because there's someone I worked with who is incredibly messy. Her desk is really messy.
Yeah.
But if you ask her about something else, she'll tell you exactly where she left that thing.
It's organised mess.
So I don't know anymore
how
I feel about this. But for me personally, my room is always in order. I cannot think.
I believe you.
I can't think if my room is not in order. I can't deal with a messy space because I just can't do anything. Like what you said, like if you want to do something or start on a project, or even like if I'm editing a video on YouTube or sorting out something to add to the shop, I can't think properly. My mind cannot be clear if my room is messy. And I do agree, for me personally, my bedroom is a reflection of my mind. And so is my handbag as well, for you people that take 10 years to find your Oyster card. I feel like you need to know where your things are and just have it in order. Again, it's easier said than done, but I feel like it's a habit that you have to form.
Do you know, I think though as well, like sometimes you can have so much going on in your head alone and you just want to be able to control and manage something. So the actual physical action of tidying up your room makes you feel like you're starting to gain control on something.
Fair enough.
That's what I
So you think it's a bit deeper than just a messy room? It's more psychological?
I think it can be both. For everybody, not everything for everybody, but for me personally, I can just be so busy, so crazy busy, don't know where to physically start, but let me just get something done. And cleaning up my room is something that I personally can control. No other action behind it. It's in the comfort of my own space.
I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, when I lived at home, I always had a messy room.
Yeah.
And then when I moved out, I don't know, I started realising the mess is there because I created it.
Yeah.
If I eat, what does it take for me to just go put my dishes in the flipping sink?
Yeah.
Because I just get really frustrated with myself. Like, what is going on? Because it's not like I've always been organised. Yeah. There was a tipping point where I was like, I need to sort my life out. What is going on? Like, if I'm trying on different outfits, what does it take to put the clothes back in the wardrobe?
Yeah.
When I get out of bed in the morning, what does it take to just... This is energy. You're building laziness, you know? Because if you can't even just put your sheets back to normal to make your bed... How are you going to have energy to do anything else? Do you know what I mean?
My room can be messy, but my bed's like done. Like,
yeah, my bed is the first thing I make when I come out of bed. But it's just like...
Do you?
Yeah, I know. But
Let me not lie.
No, I can understand both sides because I was once someone that wasn't really very organised and like tidying my room. But I just feel like it's the small things. Like if you know you're going to do something that's going to create mess, just put the things away bit by bit. Then you won't have to do a massive tidying of your room. I rarely have to tidy my room. I just clean it when I'm doing my spring clean. No, I know everyone's different, obviously. I'm not saying it like in a show-off way. I'm just being honest.
Yeah. So for some reason, my Friday nights recently, sometimes has been consisting of me washing my hair and tidying my room. That's kind of sad on my part, but hey, my life I live. Also, the part of the question was, do you have any tips for not procrastinating?
Yeah. Well, it depends on the level of procrastinating. I feel, again, I'm always big on the people you have around you. If you have people around you who are constantly kicking goals and objectives in the arse, I feel like they motivate you to make sure you're doing something with yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm really a big fan of setting objectives for the month and for the day.
Oh.
So I have like a diary now where I put everything I want to achieve in each month.
Yeah.
And then each week I have a to-do list of things I want to achieve each day. It's probably because we're doing the podcast and then I'm doing YouTube and I'm doing my business.
Yeah,
so I have to organise my time. But even if you're at uni or if you're doing your job or if you're doing this or that, whatever it is, I feel like you can split your time or things you want to achieve each week and each month and make sure you tick it. Something as simple as a to-do list where you just have to physically tick and say, yes, I've done this, is so addictive. You feel good as you tick it off.
Pleasing.
It really is.
Just scratching off that bit of my to-do list.
And be like,
oh my gosh,
done.
I did that.
Sometimes I'm so exaggerative. I'm like, tick, Tick. Done.
And like scratch, baby. It's so good. Things that turn me on. Stop procrastinating. Very similar to you, kind of setting objectives and things like that, and know that time ain't waiting for you. So what are you doing? I think also maybe just personally scheduling some chill time for yourself. So this allowing yourself to chill, because I think I'm on the other extreme where I'm always busy that I'm actually not allowing myself to just chill. So if you schedule that time reasonably, don't give yourself a full week to 3 months, or if you can afford it and you got the coins to be able to do that, do what you can, but give yourself a set time to chill, so you've done that. That's put it even part of your tick list, and then do what you have to do to get things going and doing. There's lots of really cool diaries out there that help you set monthly objectives, yearly objectives, your 5-year objectives, your daily objectives. Start doing those quick pebbles to get to those big stones, to get to those big boulders of life. What you have to do.
I agree with you. Yeah. And I think definitely small steps. Don't go crazy and start doing like all these millions of objectives. Yeah. Start with their objectives. What am I going to achieve by the end of today? And then just work your way from there. Yeah. I'm a big fan of taking your time to ease yourself into things and not going too extreme and suddenly starting this new habit.
Well, because sometimes you go too extreme. But sometimes what I do, and I don't know if it links to the same thing, sometimes I go like, I'm gonna like try to reach the sky. At least I'll at least, if I don't reach the sky, or at least if I don't reach the stars, I'll at least reach the top of the treetops.
Yeah.
Or something like that, where I'm not afraid to. Maybe because of personality I'm not afraid to ambitionly dream big and all that kind of stuff. I had certain goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year, and I'll tell you guys this honest on top of my heart, I didn't achieve everything, but I did achieve some of it, and for that I'm very, 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 very proud. And it's not a thing I look down on myself because I didn't do X, Y, Z. I think to myself, okay, can that trail along to the next year, or can it still be possible because the year is not done yet? And also the year changes as well. Your day changes, your week changes, readjusting those things. But just sitting there and doing like nothing, you're just going to start wallowing in yourself.
It's true. So my question is, hey ladies, do you have any tips for uni girls? How to balance uni and a social life? How to make friends at university? And experiences you should defo get involved in at university? Thank you guys.
Aww.
That's a nice one.
If we have any uni listeners, big up you girls. Honestly, well done. You are next generation. So.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have an answer?
So, how to balance? I feel like just don't do what I did.
What did you do?
First year, what was lectures? What's that thing?
I was telling my friends, first year is like Butlins. You just do not even... I went to like 1 or 2 lectures. I didn't even go.
I think I went to 10. Sorry. So it's like, what do you mean? What is lectures? Go to your lectures. It's very important. Beg friends of your lecturers so they can mark you very highly at the end of the year. So do those things there. I had a job as well on campus.
Did you? What did you do? Oh, me and Mina went to the same university. Yeah. What did you do on campus?
You didn't know what I did on campus? I went to the student union bar. I was like behind the bar.
I never saw you at the bar.
I tried to never do black events. Yeah, I never did black. I had it from the moment I joined the uni. Like I got the job before. Anyways, so I had a job at uni. Anyways, and the nice thing about my job was very flexible because it was with students as well. So I'd work late hours, doing the day shifts. It always worked around my lecture schedule. The university we went to was blessed because everything was all on one campus as well. So that was really, really nice. Most of my friends were in my halls. All your friends, they should be studying too. So do study dates together and things like that. That way you can still hang out with your friends. Cook all together. That's one thing. I think food always brought me and my friends always together. Things are always lit in the kitchen. So things like that. Be part of societies. Societies never really cost that much. I think they're like £2 to £5 a month or something crazy like that. There's always something there for you to enjoy, and if there isn't something, they always like encourage you to make it yourself.
Yes.
Trust me. Enjoy university. You know, people don't enjoy university. I'm not hard. I feel sorry for you because
gosh, how's that possible?
The life after university, the 9 to 5. If you end up in 9 to 5, not that everybody would. Enjoy university, people.
That's the thing. I think first year especially is the year where you can make mistakes and you can redeem yourself, because I said, no, you can. You can. Oh, okay. There's some things you can't redeem. Fair enough. But first year of uni, I didn't take it very seriously. I had a lot of fun. I was partying every night. Again, this is because I was quite sheltered. So when I came out, I was a bit of a wild one. I had so much fun. I ended up failing one of my exams, biochemistry. And I had to retake it again in the summer. But it's fine. Like, you just have to get C and it's fine. And that grade doesn't even count. So that's how I saw it. I didn't mind. Second year, things got a bit serious. I did not.
Things got a bit serious.
Got serious.
I
did not. I was still partying and having fun. I think it's so important to join unions, as you said.
Yeah.
Just be open, because the friends you're going to make at university, a lot of these people are going to be your friends for life.
Yeah, because life hits you and you just get a bit lazy to make new ones.
Honestly, as we get older, it's actually kind of harder to make new friends, actually.
It really is. Although I do have new people I've met in my life, but even though it's so hard to cultivate those friendships now because everyone's doing their thing.
Honestly, everyone's... But like, there's 2 girls I met at uni who I'm so close to today. They are my sisters. So it's like, be open to new friendships, be open to new experiences, be as social as you can, obviously within your own limits. If you know you're like a massive introvert, like balance it out. But what I will say is 3rd year, there's no balance. It's straight work. Because I went to, I did a placement year before I came for 3rd year. I think you went for a placement year as well, didn't you?
Remember, we both went
we used to chat together.
That's why I thought we were friends. And then you went ghost on me. We used to get on the train together. We
drove as well together.
We used to drive together, 5 a.m, 6 a.m to get together, get in the car, you know, all those things. But I don't want to go into that. I'm not trying to be petty.
We've known each other a long time.
It's okay.
Wow.
It's okay.
Okay. No, I love you, girl. But okay.
She says so.
When I came back from my placement, I was like, wow, shit is real. Like, I need to get this 2-1. Like, if I don't get this 2-1, I don't know what kind of job I'm going to get in the nicest way possible in my industry. Yeah. So that's when I came back. And I had to get an A in everything because I was so unserious in 2nd year.
Oh, wow.
That was hard.
Be serious in 2nd year, guys. Be serious in 1st year. Just have fun.
Well, I don't think you have to be serious in 1st year. I don't think you have to be.
Be serious.
Okay, fine. Be serious. But 2nd year and 3rd year. 2nd year is easier than 3rd year. If you can get a really good grade in 2nd year, it will really save your ass in 3rd year. You won't have to, like, kill yourself. 3rd year, there were tears all over my notes. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it's so intense. The way things change in final year is crazy.
I found doing a placement year helped structure me a lot. And then because a lot of my friends didn't do a placement year, a lot of people had left 3rd year.
Yeah.
So, like, we were technically 4th year students.
Yes.
And 4th year students were just about doing work. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, there was an odd pipe, but I personally wasn't even on it because
there's no balance, is there? It's
like,
complete work.
All my friends had already graduated the year before, and I just had work to do. And everybody around me was about doing work as well. So
yes,
so I did have fun. Don't get me wrong. I did have fun. I made some even more new friendships and stuff like that, and it was good to be around serious individuals. But placement made me appreciate university.
Yes.
Because being hit by that 9 to 5, hey, it still itches me today.
I hear what you're saying. But also, what I would say is, one thing I did do that really worked for me is knowing people in the year above.
Okay.
So, again, like, because we came back from placement, I already knew people in the year above me anyway, but because we came back from placement, I knew everyone in the year above that had just graduated because they were our year technically. So I got access to all the lecture materials during the summer and I saved it all and I started working from the summer to prepare for the next year. Yeah. I started working out what I was going to do for my dissertation already. I was a step ahead of everyone else in my year.
Yeah, my placement, I based it off my dissertation, I based it off my placement year. So I had access to so much intel that, that's the one thing I got a first in. I didn't get a first in my whole degree, I got a first in my dissertation.
So did I. Well,
yeah. No, because I'm not good at exams, but I'm good at coursework.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, one thing I would say is just try and be a bit ahead of everyone else. Especially if you know you're in a position of advantage, if you have gone on a placement and come back, the people who are from your original year, get access to the material from them, use that to your benefit. Yeah. Also,
live in the library.
Yes, the library.
There was one point I was like, can I just bring my pillow and a toothbrush and just like, because our library was 24 hours and I was like, I can just sleep here, it's okay.
But do you know what, I feel like now I look back, I wish I had a balance. Final year was too hard. Like, I didn't have a balance. All I did was stay in the library and study.
Really? I felt like I had a balance. I did feel like I had a balance.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so how did you maintain that balance?
Again, I really do believe that placement year structured me and it made me appreciate like life because, again, I had a job on campus. I think I was like the student senior resident mentor. That job was so lit. I'm not going to lie. Like,
my sister told me about this kind of job.
I did nothing. I just did the schedule for everybody. Told like my manager I worked 6-8 hours. I did kind of. Got paid £11 like in an hour. But then in the mix of it, I appreciated my friendships. We studied all together. I wasn't really trying to rush back into 9 to 5. So yeah, just appreciate friendships. I had cool time, had library time, and studied from the beginning. But begged friends and my lecturers as well. So everything I wasn't sure about, I went down and sit down with them. Yeah, I actually did enjoy uni experience in general.
From my experience, I enjoyed uni experience, but final year wasn't really fun for me. And from my experience, I would definitely say make time for yourself. So if you know you're going to study Monday to Friday and you know you're working Saturday and Sunday, like myself, make sure maybe Sunday evening you don't do any work. You just make time for yourself. Because when it was time to hand in my dissertation, that was one of the most stressed times for me ever. I printed that dissertation. I printed it wrong. I went to the cash machine to go and get £40 to go and print it again.
£40?
I left the money in the cash machine and came back and I realised my money was gone. I had to go back, get £40 out again to print it again. Then go and get it back. It was
£40 uni today is a lot of money. So £40 at uni must have been like the world.
Yeah.
What are you paying £40 for printing?
It was quite big. I don't know how many words mine was. It was like double, whatever the limit was, about double it.
So like, I am legit dyslexic, but I found that in final year university. So they gave me printer, ink, laptop.
Oh.
Yeah, it was nice.
That must be nice.
They gave me a dictaphone thing.
Wow.
I had extra time on my exams.
Oh, well, okay. Well, for the rest of us,
I was happy.
Yeah, it was a bit more stressful. So I would say definitely make sure you make time for yourself in everything you do in life, not just uni, where you know you're really hustling and working hard. Make time for yourself. It's so important. You need a balance. You can't do too much of one thing. It doesn't work out. But yeah, so that's it for uni.
So again, if you do have any questions, please do email us at theblankcanvaspod@gmail.com. We want to hear your thoughts and sayings.
Yes, please. Okay, so the last segment is our scratch out.
So where we just want to scratch out.
Yeah, just let out all the frustration. What's yours this week, Mina?
I think you need to start because I'm still indecisive of what I want to choose. But
really?
You know I'm an indecisive individual, so I'll let you start.
I think mine would definitely be the African security guards in Tesco and Sainsbury's and where else do I shop? Everywhere I shop, basically. And the pound shop.
To me.
I feel like they harass me.
Oh, they're so nice.
Because I'm not very I don't want to use the word friendly. If I don't know you, I don't want to talk to you. No. Don't ask me about my day. Don't ask me nothing. I just want to go in and buy what I want to buy and leave. And they're always, especially because of my local stores, my local Tesco's, my local Sainsbury's, it's the same security guard. They're always staring at me like, we need to talk. We don't need to talk. I'm a customer like everyone else and I want to buy my goods. Can you leave me alone, please? It's really uncomfortable and really annoying, especially if I'm going out on a night out and I'm dressed up and I'm running into Tesco's to buy wine or cashews or something.
Cashews or wine. I love the mixture.
They're proper staring me down. I just get so annoyed because I want to be invisible like everyone else. Why are you giving me this attention? It's really annoying. It really grinds my gears.
No, I can imagine. You should be able to just walk into store without being harassed
like everyone else.
Eyes. Yeah, go to Dominican Republic. You'll know what harassment with eyes
really?
is. I was raped with somebody's eyes, legit. I was like, okay, but yeah, I'm just like, it's okay, uncle. It's fine.
Yeah, so like, if any security guards are listening to this, we appreciate you for all your hard work, but please, like, don't harass us with your eyes. It's not friendly. It's actually quite disturbing.
That's funny.
What's your sketch out?
So I have been on 6 flights in less than 2 weeks, work related. Reasons, a lot of day trips, also some overnight trips, and for some reason public transport hates me.
Oh no.
So I just want to scratch out what I said before as well. Probably what actually made me cry a little bit was the whole plane being cancelled. Obviously it's not the pilot's fault, it's not the plane's fault. It was a lovely fog in lovely Jersey and I was stuck overnight. I went there for legit one day. I had no spare underwear, spare clothes, spare nothing. They politely gave me a toothbrush and there was some toiletries inside, but I'm not as mad at it anymore. It happened, I'm over it. It's just, it kind of completely destroyed my whole weekend. Oh no, and my other scratch out, sorry, part 2, was that I ordered some clothes from an American online store 2.5 weeks ago. For an event that is today.
I know which store this is.
For an event that is today. I ain't got nothing. So if I look like a bum, it's because of this stupid store.
Is it an American store?
Yeah, don't worry.
Does it start with an F?
No, maybe. So it's okay. Like, I didn't get it, whatever. But it's like, why is my life like this? Like, when something bad happens to me, even if it's a bit small, I'm so over dramatic. But I'm like, why me? Like, why me? Like, can things just smoothly go for me? So yeah, so that's my scratch out for the week. I actually wanted to do a quick plug from an amazing friend of mine. There's an organisation called Rayma. It's so lit. It's basically Christian creatives coming together, being lit. They do so many amazing workshops, but they have a winter ball at the end of this year, at the end of the year, on the 10th of December. If you want to know more about it, check out Rayma. For the life of me, I can't remember the app, but it's Rayma. If anything, it's gonna be on my actual Instagram page. I've done a post about it. But they got a winter ball. Dress up, look your best to the nines. If you're like tuck suits and your dresses and your gowns, an event not to be missed. You should definitely check it out. But also, thank you guys so much for listening.
Honestly, thank you so much.
I have been Mina West,
and I'm Jennifer Noir.
And see you in our next episode. So we're very specific. We come out, we're bi-weekly. So every other Tuesday, and our next episode will be
11th of December.
So yeah, we're ramping up to the end of the year, people.
Wow. Christmas shopping.
So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.